biscuits now, would he?
I don't know what happened to the driver.
That she's got
I
fewer
just passed
people
him
on
with the
her
Milner.
payroll.
That was a
That's
week
all
ago.
I care about.
Someone's up to no
Milner
good.
wouldn't exactly treat one of Attaway's employees to tea and biscuits now, would he? Not interested in how the
she's
neat
got fewer
policy.
Open fire!
What's he doing here? Great. Just as I was getting bored. He's in my sight!
You won't be stirring up no more trouble.
Heave-ho, Jacob.
Primed and ready.
Not looking so tough now, are ya? I'll find out where you're buried. Not looking so tough now, are ya?
All right.
All right then.
I'll take off quick before the robbers get here.
One of Attaway's employees to tea and biscuits now, would he? The result is that she's got fewer people. Not interested in how the meat pie is made, eh?
Draw and shoot!
I just passed him with the Milner. That was a week ago.
Milner wouldn't exactly.
Serves you.
Heave-ho, Jacob.
Big bashing time. Love it.
Serves you.
Primed and ready.
You ain't no loss to humanity. Time to squeal.
How's that for a taste?
I can see Milner's stock price plummeting already. You're hired. Oh, I have more business planned for us both. Drop a note to my secretary to make an appointment, and I shall reveal the next step in our scheme.
I don't actually work like that. Steady on. Easy does it. Whoa there!
Mr. Frye, I told you to make an appointment.
My schedule was open.
You're fortunate I like you.
Internal combustion engines.
8 small syllables that mean a great deal of money. The engines will be delivered to Milner by train. Secure them for me, and he will be devastated.
I'll need a second train to pull this off. And I think I know just the man.
So we have a deal, Mr. Frye?
You're fortunate I like you, Miss Attaway.
There must be something of interest. If you're pleased, I'm pleased.
Get a load of this. Captain's been looking for you for some time, Whiner. Somebody get the place in!
I'm here if you need me to you, eh? Nothing wrong for the grave digger. Oh, this one's brown.
So, what do you want, Frye?
What makes you so sure I want something? Perhaps I saved you out of the kindness of my own heart. Come on, let me tell you about the job.
Milner's pulling a lot of cargo there.
Just be sure to make the transfer.
Give him hell.
We don't have all day. It's racket.
The internal combustion engine. The end of horse-drawn transport. It's like gazing into the future.
What is the going rate for the future, do you think?
We're not selling them.
You're giving them to your contact?
You'd be paid all the same.
Who is this Pearl, anyway? How long you been working with her?
She's a business partner. That's all you need to know.
Jings, I hope I didn't make it too la-di-da. Slapped some gold leaf here and there. I gave the wood a splash of shellac. Upholstered the lot. And how do you like the lampshades?
A letter? For me?
My write-up of that last crime was so ingenious that Purlock Publishing tossed me quite a tidy sum. I believe this next one will do even better.
It's baffling. The room was locked. How did the murder...
I believe I should re-interrogate a suspect.
Anyone would care. Why should they? I'm insignificant. Unimportant. I must be. People feel like they can knock me down for no apparent reason. I don't have to tolerate this. Knock the lady down! I could have been
Now that I've seen this, I should ask more questions.
I'm insignificant. What right have you got coming in here like this? Who the hell are you? What right have you got coming in here like this? Who the hell are you?
Now that I've seen this, I should ask more questions. I believe I should re-interrogate a suspect.
I'm just the housekeeper, but Mr. Cashin was a dear friend. Each morning I bring him his coffee. Today his door was locked shut. My husband is the caretaker. We live downstairs. We have the keys to all the apartments, so after knocking, I became concerned and let myself in and found him like this. The lights weren't working. My husband didn't want to waste any candles, so we retired early. Mr. Cashin was a respected music critic, a very accomplished man.
Gone just like that, eh? He lived right next door and often came home from his concerts a bit drunk and singing at the top of his lungs. Drove my wife near crazy. I was down in the cellar fiddling with my experiments. Cashin had an eye for the ladies, no question. I was a bit jealous of him, frankly. That belongs to Mr. Golden. He's an awfully nice chap. We let him use our apartment during the day when my wife and I are out tending our shop. He likes to rehearse here where the light's better. I'm an amateur chemist. Henman let me set up a few experiments in the cellar.
Mr. Cashin is dead? I just saw him yesterday. He looked in the peak of health. If you ask me, he paid a bit too much attention to the caretaker's wife. Scandalous, really. They must have seen each other nearly every day. Last night, I was knitting in that chair. Then I felt quite sickly and opened the window to clear my head. I certainly didn't hear anything. When the lights quit working yesterday, that sweet Mr. Golden handed out candles to everyone. He's such a nice man.
It's true. I love...
I worked very late. So did he. I only met him once or twice in the 2 years I've been living here. He destroyed an entire orchestra. All those musicians put out of work. A rancorous old man who had no talent or creativity of his own.
I suspect there was more to that mystery than meets the eye. I'm going to look into it.
Off to the click with you.
We are not apes. If the circumstances were not so grave, I'd compliment the artist on the wonderful caricature. They are fools if they believe they can stop progress by printing leaflets and killing newsboys.
Do you think it's a crime?
Stop that!
I will put a stop to you!
Is that a new game? Sod off, you bellend!
Atta girl. Walk on, girl. Easy, girl. Easy.
I found
Keep moving. Whoa, now.
Oi! What are you doing over there?
Looks like trouble is brewing. You'll regret that, you will. Stop! Please! Move it, you stupid animal! Nothing but the highest quality goods! Well, look for yourself! Come take a look at what I've made. Something is going on. Watch for the rook coin!
in the woods, eh?
Well, Charlie, I suppose the Ghost Club holds some new horror for me today?
As a matter of fact, yes. Follow me. Number 50, Berkeley Square. 4 stories high and branded, beware all those who enter. There have been many strange tales of this dreadful domicile. The earliest report
Make yourself
of a haunting
scarce.
was said to be the spectre of a small girl who was murdered by a servant. She could be seen at the attic windows, weeping and wringing her little hands in an agony of despair. I'm eager to begin.
Terminus for you, my friend.
The attic is haunted by the spirit of a young woman who purportedly through her screaming ghost has reportedly been sighted hanging from the window ledge. This residence was briefly owned by a Mr. James Jasper, a choir master and an opium addict. His nephew Edward was betrothed to one of Mr. Jasper's pupils, the fair and delicate Rose. However, Edward disappeared under mysterious circumstances, followed by Jasper himself. Perhaps grief sent him back to the soothing arms of his narcotic mistress.
Easy now! That's a girl. Yeah! Drink fine, girl.
Shall we? Though this house is vacant, some say it comes alive at night with screams of terror, ringing bells, and slamming shutters. Although eerie, this phenomenon is easily produced by pneumatic tubes and valves. There are claims that a young man was caged in the attic, his only connection to the rest of the world a tiny hole in the door. A young man who was reduced to madness by this extreme isolation. The legends all seem to focus on one room in particular. A sudden draft, nothing more. My word, perhaps I shall wait here while you investigate the source of that laughter, which is not at all unsettling.
Why were you hanging around that house?
What's it to you?
Tell me or I'll drag it out of you.
All right. We were there for the treasure.
I don't like
We
this.
found a key to the secret passage.
Secret passage?
Yeah, no
Number 50's got a secret passage. Here, take it. Just leave me be.
What was that? I think I heard something.
I've found a lock, but I haven't located the key.
Lucky for you, I've got it.
Ha! So this is how it works.
How disappointingly dull.
Get out of my house! Get clear,
was
Charlie!
No one
Good Lord.
whose love for Rosa came near to equaling mine. It should have been enough to keep my beloved nephew away. My poor Ned. Forgive.
I did it!
Up ya! Come on!
Alas, the myth has been discredited. There was no ghost in Berkeley Square, just a wretched soul, driven to murder and madness by guilt and intoxication. I think this is the makings of a rather fine novel. I wonder if I've got one left in me.
Tobacco and gold.
Easy, girl. Keep moving. Slow down now.
Ah, my young friend. How good it is to see you. Fortunate, really. It would appear a highly toxic plant, which has the extraordinary effect...
Not your average flower. Mr. Darwin was right about these plants. Oh, I don't feel well. That's one less to worry about. These footprints must belong to a rogue gardener. Mr. Darwin will want to inspect these flowers. Easy, easy.
Apothecary shop's empty after a series of lootings. Private illness. Story is...
Well done. But you don't seem quite like yourself, if I may say so. It's just as I suspected. Those noxious fumes are not being released from the flowers, but from the pots. There must be something in there. An hallucinogenic concoction of some kind. Not unlike the soothing syrup, I should think. We must dispose of it, and quickly. I believe, my young friend, that I might know just the place. Who would want to poison the population of London? Who could devise such a nefarious plan? Obviously, it can't be Dr. Elliot's. So who... My young friend, that some of your enemies want their toxins returned to them. Let us position our carriage directly in front of theirs. I believe the fumes will impair their ability to fly. Done. Well done indeed. Now we must hurry and destroy our cargo. We're almost there. Come on! Easy, girl. Whoa! Take good care of yourself, won't you?
You'll be done right the first time.
Please don't sack me, sir. No, please, sir.
The unspeakable has happened. A policeman arrested Mr. Darwin and carried him away as if he were nothing but a common criminal. That policeman, he is corrupt to the bones, I'm sure of it. I do so fear for Mr. Darwin's safety. Miss Nightingale, do you know where they might have gone? The policeman, he did mention a funeral. I believe I know where it is. Follow me. Poor Mr. Darwin has been through so much recently. Those people are trying to discredit a lifetime of work. It's disgraceful. And I fear Mr. Darwin is no longer the fit young man who once traveled the world. Here we are. The obsequies are taking place here. Better hurry now. You can find me here afterward.
Let's do this the
Oi,
easy
what are you doing? Oh, there's no need for such brutality. What do you want from me?
I need you to be honest with a friend of mine.
Oh, you're a brash one, aren't you?
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Looks like Bob and argy about then.
If it's not cleaned properly, I wouldn't like that to fester.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. Whosoever liveth and believeth in me.
This is the culprit.
I was just carrying out my orders.
Arresting an old man and dragging him off to Lord knows where is fine work indeed for a policeman. Now, sir, tell us where you have taken Mr. Darwin.
A man paid me to bring him to his secret base.
How terrible. We will need transportation.
Go. Slowly now. Come on! Faster! Come on! Go on. Yeah! Roll there. Slowly.
Let us find Mr. Darwin, shall we?
With all due respect, I think...
Shall we?
You're not getting out of here!
He's very weak. We shouldn't move Mr. Darwin until I have seen to his wounds.
They're here! Attack!
Fight like a child!
Your eyes!
Were you going somewhere, assassin?
Please look after him, Miss Nightingale. My brother and I will visit soon.
Well, look who's here.
We were very worried about you, sir.
You're looking spry for a fossil, sir?
A man's friends are the best measure of his worth. I'm proud to count you among mine.
The danger's past us. No need to leave, sir.
What Mr. Darwin needs now is rest. To that end, he's joining his family on the Isle of Wight.
Rest, indeed. I shall start work on my next book.
I must insist that you recuperate quietly, sir.
The acquisition of knowledge is in itself sufficiently recuperative. Go, tell her.
This is one fight I aim to avoid, sir.
Thank you for everything, my friends. Ideas, like people, can only thrive when they're free.
My dear friend, the Ghost Club has an extraordinary case for you. Spiritualist Thaddeus the Amazing has predicted his own death at his next seance. Could you have a look?
First, we're about to witness an extraordinary event. Bloody great oath. We have a visitor.
What is happening here?
Help!
Not yet.
Someone! Light!
Oh. He's actually dead.
I should return and find out about this.
Nothing but a showman, really. Each week he gave a seance with all his clients present together. So many people makes everything much more dramatic. I attend Lady Ursula at these sessions. She's ailing and needs someone to help her along. I have no particular belief in an afterworld, but if it comforts milady, I see no harm.
This is so frustrating. I had a simple question, but have had to come back for seance after seance, week after week. Each time Thaddeus divined a partial number from the other side, but never the entire correct number. Today he promised that I would get everything. Thaddeus felt that if I signed some papers, it would demonstrate to my dead father that I had absolute trust in Thaddeus.
He was an incredible psychic. I came to clarify some personal financial matters. I don't understand what happened. He foretold his own death, but I didn't expect it to happen like this.
I have no doubt that his powers were genuine. He was able to tell me of my daily comings and goings, and all manner of details that he couldn't possibly have known. He certainly was going to be able to put me in contact with my sister. I'm so sorry to lose Thaddeus. The oddest part is that he claimed all would be revealed to each of us before his death. I've been coming here to decide whether I should accept a marriage proposal. Thaddeus had been attempting to contact my departed sister so that she could give me advice. Thaddeus was a kind man who sincerely wanted me to make the best choice. Now what am I to